everybody, thank you for watching our video and thank you for subscribing for our channel. It is part 9, Land and Sea, our traveling in Europe, and we are leaving Slovenia. Goodbye Slovenia. And we are going to beautiful Split. We will show you the old part of Split. It is really unique and really amazingly beautiful. You will see. When our train was on the border with Croatia, first time during our travel in Europe, they checked our passports.
Tourist?
No, you know, every time when they check passports, it is a little bit intense. Even you know you did not do anything wrong, but anyway. And here there were two people checking our passports, and they even put two different stamps in our passports. What was the purpose of the stamps? I don't know. But anyway.
Goodbye, Slovenia.
I think I mentioned you already, not once, that every country looks different. Every country. Even two countries are neighbors, but they are different, with different economy, with different people. Everything is different. People, of course, speak different language. Houses look not exactly the same. And I can't judge. I don't want to say that some countries look poorer or richer, but let's say Croatia, we noticed that many buildings along the railroad, and not only along the railroad. I took a bike in one island, and I will show you later. Many buildings look abandoned, look empty, and even destroyed.
We arrived in Split late in the evening by train. It had been a very, very long train trip, and in fact a crowded train, and Zena and I were exhausted, so we got into Split late in the evening. Well, late for us anyway, probably 10:30 at night, and we had a pretty good walk across the downtown part of the city. I mean, an easy walk, but still across the downtown part of the city to our hotel, and we didn't exactly know the way. So because of all those factors, tired, dark, long walk, we didn't do any filming at all, and we don't have any filming from that night of our arrival. But the next day we wanted to see what the train station was like, so we went back to take a look.
Yesterday we tried to take a taxi, but because our hotel is in the old part of city, we needed to go around. Instead of 1 kilometer, it could take 6.5 kilometers, and of course they wanted to charge us a lot. We decided to walk. It is a train station.
Najbliža trafika.
You see, you can keep your luggage here for 15 kuna. It is a little bit over $2. 15 kuna. And there is a schedule, and you can buy a ticket here. It's a train platform. Of course, they like to make walls look ugly. The bus station is near the train station, and we were looking actually for the bus to Dubrovnik and the bus to Marina Agana.
You ask about station.
You know, it is very convenient to take buses, but we were told that to Marina Agana it will take like 45 minutes by bus, and it took probably 1.5 hours, at least more than an hour. It was very slow, maybe it was early in the morning, the traffic was bad, I don't know. By the way, you need to know special rules before you go to Split. Split UNESCO site. Respect and enjoy. No excessive luggage pulling, no urinating, no noise, no drinking alcohol in public, no camping, no nudity or swimming costumes in public places, no graffiti in public or private places. A lot of graffiti, and there is a graffiti.
I love that.
Ben likes it is Ben's favorite. My favorite is no graffiti, and the graffiti is right here near. Look at this beautiful view in the morning from our hotel.
Zena and I were in Europe on this trip for a total of a little bit over 5 weeks, I think, and one of the highlights of those 5 weeks had to be the city of Split. Split is a very old city in Croatia. In fact, how old it is depends upon when you consider its founding to be, I think. As I read the various tourist information that was around, it seemed that it was pretty easy to conclude, though, that it was well over 1,000 years old. At any rate, it is an old city. It is very well preserved in the downtown section, and you feel like you're walking around an old medieval city in the city of Split. But you don't feel like you're in a museum at all. In fact, you feel like you're in a living old medieval city where people actually live in these old buildings and shop and work in these old buildings, and commerce, and just like you would see in any other city around the world, was going on everywhere downtown in these old buildings. And that's one of the things that made it so interesting. That and the fact that it's very beautiful. I think that anybody who goes to Croatia would probably agree that the two cities that everybody wants to go to is Dubrovnik and Split. Well, we didn't go to Dubrovnik, but I imagine it's much like Split. I hope to go there sometime in the future, and it is well worth seeing. The other city that we saw in Croatia, Zagreb, is very different indeed. It is more a modern big municipality as opposed to an old medieval city like Split is. Not that Zagreb doesn't have its old buildings, it does, but it just has a completely different feel. As you can see, walking around these narrow streets of Split is something that it was kind of hard to get tired of. We did it a lot. We were in Split for several days, and we walked, it seemed like, pretty much every square inch of what is a very large old section of the city. Now, Split is also a very big tourist destination. And so, as you will see when we get to the waterfront of Split in the downtown section, there are thousands and thousands of tourists and all the signs of a waterfront tourist city, including marinas and sailboats and people out on jet skis and everything else. And you'll see that when we get to some of the marina scenes from Split. Restaurants were everywhere of all types and variety. You could get Croatian food lots and lots and lots of places at the Croatian specialty restaurants that they call kanobas, every one of which it seemed advertised their special national dish, covered and roasted for 4 hours under a covered top.
It is national Croatian dish.
Minimum 4 persons. Order 3 hours in advance.
As you get to the more modern touristy part of it, you can see that even in this area they've tried to make the buildings look old even when they're not. And right down on the water there is this very excellent, beautiful, vibrant city dock area, which is really the center of the tourist part of the town. That's where a lot of the hotels are centered in that area. Also many restaurants, and many of the city's main buildings are down there also.
Probably you saw already our last video about sailing in Croatia in Capri, and I showed you the ferry Jadrolinia came to Capri. It came from Split, I assume.
This building facade that you see here in the downtown area is the beginning of Diocletian's palace. Actually, the palace is more behind this facade, but the way it's built, I think the facade is incorporated in actually, or the part of the palace facade is incorporated in this downtown restaurant area also. At any rate, Diocletian was a Roman emperor who retired to Split, as I understand it, and built this magnificent palace to enjoy his retirement years in. The palace is very well preserved, so much so, and so large and so extensive that you notice immediately when you go there and you go into the first tourist shop and see the signs and what they're selling, that it's very, very famous for having an entire season of Game of Thrones filmed inside this palace in Split, because they could use it as a medieval city so easily, because it is one in effect, and it's very, very well preserved. So Diocletian's Palace is one of the primary tourist sites, if not the major tourist site, in this beautiful destination of Split.
We went in to the palace, but not to the actual rooms. We just we just saw the beginning of the palace, and you can see what it looks like. They're just selling tourist stuff. I don't know, it looks strange. It is very strange to see all these shops and old walls, old ceiling. It is strange. I don't think that it is right what they did inside, but it's not my business. They are making some money. Ben found something interesting. What?
Cheap if you want a souvenir. They're finger paintings.
Finger paintings.
Yes, it's a Greek style figure. The name is Paranomasia.
Paranomasia.
It's a similarity on the sound level, because the most Asian people read finger paintings. It's not about correct pronunciation, you know. But the English people, hey man, you need to put a T on the paint. It's not paint, it's a paint. And I answer which tea, cup of tea, which is same style figure.
He's doing one now. How much do you charge for
It's
these?
a 100 kuna.
Ben mentioned the TV show Game of Thrones, and of course there are many shops with souvenirs that related to this name. Actually, there is a real throne that was used in the show for the picture. You can make your picture sitting on this throne for 3 euros or 21 kunas. So, I did not do it, But you can when you go there. Of course, there are many interesting shops with beautiful stuff. I wanted to buy this hat, but I think I decided I look ridiculous. And we noticed one candy store, but I thought candies look very interesting. Different shape, different color. Anything you want to choose and eat. Of course, it has a lot of sugar, don't forget it, but looks beautiful. Frogs and eggs. Like Ben mentioned, that people actually live here. It is not just a tourist place with tourist shops, tourist restaurants. No, there are stores, regular stores, supermarkets, and you can see that people even grow the garden in the middle of old town. It is not just this one garden we saw. We saw a few of them, but I think it is amazing.
We got lost.
We decided to go
Ben
to
is trying to
Dubrovnik,
get
and we wanted
direction.
to rent a car. Let's ask.
Hello. You rent cars, correct?
Yes.
Okay. How much for 2 days? Let's see. Would be June 18 and 19.
What car?
As cheap
Small.
as possible.
Manual, automatic?
Automatic.
Automatic.
Automatic. Do you want the price in kunas or euros?
Euros.
So for 2 days it's 200 euros.
Okay. Thank
200 euros. Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Of course, you can rent a bike. So we decided to stay in Split for 3 days and did not go anywhere. But if you decide to take a tour around, what you can get?
From the downtown portion of Split, right on the water, you can get a city tour. And if you see behind the tour guide's map here, little three-wheeled vehicle, you can get a tour on one of those cute little vehicles, or in a bicycle, or I think there even is an automobile option too. And as he shows you there on the map, you can take a tour around the city. We listened to a spill and considered it but we decided not to do it because, frankly, there didn't seem like there was much to see except right downtown where we already were, and we were already walking all over the downtown portion of the city. So the soccer stadium didn't seem worthwhile. The overlook over the city was something we were going to see when we leave town anyway, and the whole thing just didn't seem worth it. But it might be worth it to you, particularly if you get to go in this little cute vehicle.
And by the way, it was 50 euros, right?
50 euros for the elaborate tour, the whole city tour.
You can see how narrow streets are, and actually we were wondering, do they have any cars on streets like this?
It's
and
a bar.
how little cars can go. Of course they have to bring, I don't know, furniture or something else, and apparently they have little trucks purposely for streets like that. You can tell they are moving along.
It looks great. It looks great.
And even people are working. People are remodeling apartments or stores, I don't know. But they manage somehow.
Be nice. Hate will kill you inside. It's true.
I am pretty sure if you went to Split, you have done it. if you are planning to go, you should plan to do it. There is a big statue of Grgak Ninsky, and if you rub his big toe, it will bring you good luck. It is what they said. It is why his toe is smooth and shiny.
I need all the good luck I can get.
Ben, would you rub for me? Ben, rub for me too.
You need to rub too.
Hold my camera. Camera. He will have luck and everybody will have luck. Actually, we need some luck. We can use it because we were ready to go to sail in Croatia. This view is, you probably recognize, it is from our hotel, from the terrace of our hotel. The night in Split. Beautiful, beautiful Split. Next video will be about Zagreb. Don't miss it. It is also very interesting, very beautiful, very unique city. And by the way, I hope you watch our videos about sailing. I made 3 parts already, so don't miss our videos, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.